Nintendo has been teasing us for well over a year now with Zelda for Wii U. In this time, we've seen a few trailers and a few hints at what to expect. As the hardcore Zelda fans that we are, we've dissected every piece of footage frame by frame and pulled every little detail that we can from interviews, Nintendo Directs, and press releases. I've put all of this info together and came up with 10 things that we can expect from Zelda for Wii U. When the game was first announced, Nintendo said they were breaking tradition and allowing players to traverse dungeons in almost any order they wanted, as a way of pleasing fans who said the games have become too linear. We've seen Nintendo test this idea on A Link Between Worlds and Skyward Sword's last half. Maybe we can expect something similar to the dungeon progression of the original Zelda. I have a video on a rumor about this concept and Zelda Wii U's supposed story. Check it out in the description below. When Twilight Princess HD was announced, an awesome Wolf Link amiibo was shown off. We weren't told what it would be used for in the game, but we were told it would be compatible with Zelda for Wii U. Seeing as most major Nintendo games have been getting their own amiibo, we should expect even more amiibo for Nintendo's most anticipated title. However, what they do and what they will look like is up for debate. Let us know what your thoughts on this and what kind of amiibo and functionality you would like to see for Zelda Wii U in the comments below. Linkle was a concept character for Hyrule Warriors, and was finally brought to the game in the form of DLC. However, Nintendo said they are open to using her in future games. Could this be a hint to her inclusion in Zelda Wii U? Nintendo could give us the option to let us pick which gender we would like to play as at the beginning of the game, similar to what the Pokemon franchise started doing, with Link supposedly being a Link and representing the player, and Nintendo wanting to appeal to a wider female audience. Her inclusion could make perfect sense. This would also be a perfect way to include multiplayer. One person could play as Link while the other plays as Linkle. Like some of the other topics on here, I also have a video going in depth on how Linkle could be used as a character in Zelda for Wii U. In the most recent Zelda Wii U footage, a new item stands out more than any. On Link's belt, we can see a certain green book. This book has the eye of the Sheikah on it, and has been the topic of several debates in the Zelda community. This book is very similar to another book that is well known within the Zelda series, the Book of Medora. The book is known to contain several secrets and translations from a lost language. Also, a lot of fans seem to think the middle of the eye on the book is made of a time shift stone. Could this book contain the spell used by Link to slow down time? I have a video going in depth on what exactly the Book of Medora is. It's sort of a theory/history lesson on the book, and it's linked in the description. After the success of Hyrule Warriors, Nintendo noticed that the fans enjoyed the cutscenes from the game. A statement was made saying that they were going to work on bringing similar style cutscenes to Zelda Wii U in order to please fans. In the trailer, we can see Link slow down time. We don't know how he does this, maybe by the use of the book he has, or maybe by using a small piece of the time shift stone, which many people believe is making up the eye on the Sheikah symbol that's on the book. If this is true, it would be possible for Link to easily be able to cast a spell that allows him to manipulate time. We've seen this in Majora's Mask, where Link can double the speed of time, or cut it in half. The Ocarina of Time that he uses to do this is said to be made out of the time shift stones as well, which strengthens the theory of Link using the book with the stone to slow down time. If he can slow down time, maybe he can also use it to travel back and forth through time, like the stones originally did in Skyward Sword. This leads to one of my personal theories that the monster chasing Link in the trailer is actually an ancient robot. Link uses the magical arrow, which is made with the time shift stone, or uses power from one, and when he hits the robot, he doesn't kill it but sends it back through time, instantly aging it and making it look like an ancient stone or rock that would just be there in the present, similar to how the robots in Skyward Sword looked when you went back and forth through time. The overworld of Zelda Wii U is huge, by far the biggest of all Zelda games. With Hyrule Field being so massive, it will take forever to get from one side of Hyrule to another, even if you're on Epona. This means that Nintendo must implement another way to travel back and forth. One method of travel that is in almost every Zelda game is simple warping. A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and several others. Literally almost every Zelda game gives you the ability to warp back and forth. With this Hyrule being the largest yet, it would make perfect sense for Nintendo to bring it back. However, in what form it would be a mystery. Will we see the return of a musical instrument like the ocarina or flute, a magical item we obtain, a creature like Midna, or certain fast travel stones spread throughout the world like in games like Skyrim? We may also see the return of boats or ships. The map that we've seen for Zelda Wii U has several large bodies of water and several large islands off the west coast of the map. How else are we expected to get there, and with Wind Waker HD recently being remade, some influences could have made their way over. In the most recent trailer, many fans believe this bird flying in the distance is in fact a loft. Needing to use one to access certain spots on high mountains would make sense. I've covered this exact topic in one of my past videos, so if you would like a little more detail on this, please check it out after this video. When Nintendo first announced the game, one of the very first things mentioned was that the game would not be a single player experience. Nintendo wants to rethink the conventions of Zelda. So if we're not going to play alone, does this mean something small like the inclusion of Miiverse, similar to the Wind Waker HD, or will we see a full-on multiplayer experience like Hyrule Warriors or Triforce Heroes? Who knows, those multiplayer games could be a way of Nintendo testing the water for a full mainstream multiplayer game. Though I would want it to be optional. Triforce Heroes is meant to be played as a multiplayer game, but it has the option to be played as single player. Zelda Wii U should be built as a single player game and then give us the option to play it with someone else. This way we don't have to carry around another character and be chained to someone. Let it be optional. I'm not sure if I would prefer to find an item in the game that allows Link to split into another Link, such as what the Four Sword does, or if I would like the person to just pick up a controller or join online by simply joining my party or pressing a button. But this brings up the question, would they play as another Link in a different colored tunic? Will they play as a character like a Goron, Zora, or Sheikah? Or possibly as Linkle? Imagine riding Epona through Hyrule Field while your friend rolls beside you as a Goron, or riding a boat to an island while your friend swims there as a Zora. This would make for one epic and fun game. I also have a video covering this idea with more detail as well. In a past interview, Miyamoto stated, "One of the things that we wanted to do was go back to the open world concept of the original Zelda games and design within that world. That's really the direction the team is going in. This time we brought back Link's horse Epona and his bow and arrow. But what we've decided is really fun is being able to freely walk around this world and choose what you want to do and how you want to explore. I can't talk much about this, but one of the things we're working on right now is that as you play, the world will change and be affected by what you choose to do. If we take that in, the world will change and be affected by what you choose to do. I think of this as once you complete a dungeon, the area will change significantly. Maybe more villagers will come in and that opens more side quests or something similar. Think about after you conquer the second dungeon in Majora's Mask. The remake was in development at the same time as Zelda Wii U. The land changes from winter to fall and everything looks completely different. We're able to obtain items and quests that weren't available before. This could also be something similar to building the bridge in Ocarina of Time to gain access to Gerudo Valley, or using Midna to teleport a bridge and fix it. I have an interesting theory going over this concept as well. In a past interview on Miiverse to promote Majora's Mask 3D, an interview with the Happy Mask salesman was held. One of the questions asked was if he would return in future Zelda game. He said, My, I've certainly been appearing all over the place these past few days. If this keeps going, maybe it would be a stretch to expect me to pop up in a new Zelda game too. Ho ho ho. I've got some new masks too, if you'd like to try them on. If I do make an appearance, I'm sure everyone will experience such happiness. Believe in your strengths. Ho ho ho. Since the salesman did not make an appearance in Triforce Heroes, which would have been perfect considering the masks would go great with the costumes, we're led to believe that he was actually referring to Zelda for Wii U. Note that he mentioned making people happy. Could we be doing some side quests to heal people's souls again? And since he has new masks, we can expect a lot of fun and secrets from him as well. I have a video covering all 3 times the salesman has appeared in the Zelda series and how he could fit into Zelda Wii U's story. Alright guys, thank you for checking out this theory. If you like this, please subscribe and thumb up. It really helps. You may also be interested in some of my past Zelda theories or Zelda Wii U news videos. In fact, I post a brand new Zelda theory every week, usually around Wednesdays. I also have my other series of Zelda mailbags, where myself and other popular YouTubers like McIntyre Productions, HMK, Commonwealth Realm, RMFH, 2Button Crew, Sazizi, and many others answer your Zelda questions and give out prizes like games and amiibo every week for those who get their questions answered. If you do subscribe, you'll be notified as soon as each new video goes up, and you'll never have to worry about missing out on great Zelda content. Be sure to leave your thoughts on this Zelda theory below, and let me know what you would like to see in a new Zelda theory. Then, check out some of my other Zelda theories or mailbags. And as always, thank you for watching.